Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. This is going to be our last episode in this series on health quackery. We talked last time about gastroenterologist-based GI issues, things you should be seeing a gastroenterologist for, perhaps. That's a hard word to say fast, Adam. But let's specifically look at things like Sibo, which is a bacterial overgrowth of the small intestine, and even things like Candida, which is more of a fungal infection that can actually be systemic, throughout your entire GI system. A lot of people think that's just a gynecological issue, but it can very much be a GI issue. Some of these things are real, and again, can take some testing, but a lot of times, Adam, because they're fungal and bacterial, those are microbes that consume sugar. And so the number one way to reduce symptoms from that and get those under control, because our body has that bacteria and has those fungal components anyway, it's not a matter of getting rid of it, it's a matter of reducing it back down to the microbial levels that are normal for our human species. And so a lot of times it's just, eliminate sugar, reduce processed carbs, maybe even reduce carbs overall for a while. And all of a sudden you're reducing the food sources for these microbes and things improve. But any special consideration that you give to these conditions?
Yeah, with that, exactly what you said, we might have to go with a higher fat diet as well, just so we're not getting as many processed carbs in there as well. So that can be a good move with SIBO, is doing higher fat, just so you can starve that bacteria of, what it wants, which is, like you said, the processed foods, the sugars, and things of that nature. I think we have seen a larger rise in these conditions with, I'll say bad, or, not being picky about what you're choosing within your macronutrients. And, I'm not saying any approach is correct, but simply simplifying your food and going with more whole foods is definitely going to be a better option here.
And, just to be fair, because we've been pretty harsh on these alternative medical, quote, practitioners, there are some things that are helpful. So if you went to one of these people and you had symptoms of Candida, let's say, in your GI system, or even as an OBGYN consideration, and they may say, well, here, take this garlic and take this colloidal silver and take this and take that. And some of these things have antimicrobial properties, and that can actually be helpful, but it's not necessarily going to fix an issue that is generally governed by your diet. But here's where you also have to be careful. I think I have a pretty good amount of knowledge in health conditions. I've spent some time as a physical therapist. I have 2 doctorates in different health and physical science areas. And yet when somebody in my own family came home with an intractable level of diarrhea, I instantly started thinking of GI systems, this kind of thing, what's happening, what's not. So after a day or so of just getting no remedy, I said, well, we got to go to the doctor. This is not helping. And my son had salmonella, had just visited a foreign country, so that was one of my clues. And literally by the time he went through a couple courses of treatment, he was almost in sepsis and died. And now imagine if I had been one of those people saying, well, just here, take these supplements, take this, just do this, it'll be fine. Literally he would have died. And so sometimes these GI issues and other health issues, the reason we're so harsh on people who think they know medical and health and they just don't, this is your health, this is your life, this is your responsibility to make sure that you know where you're getting this advice, and to check in with your primary care physician if you think something is really serious. So I'm sure you would agree with that, Adam. I hope.
Yeah, it's really a matter of digging. Go to a darn doctor. And I don't know how people get caught up in these practitioners to begin with. And I know sometimes people are just scared of the doctor, but I think you should be more scared of unqualified professional working with you.
Yep. And again, like I said, not everybody has ill intent over on that camp, on that side of the spectrum, but the greatest value they could have is hopefully just educating in health, things that you probably already know. But when it comes to diagnosing or attempting to mitigate any potential disease process or condition, that's exactly why you should go to a medical doctor. So anyway, Adam, I know you and I have hit the top notes of a lot of these conditions, from metabolic to immune to GI. And you guys, we hope that helps as you watch and listen. But we're going to continue on with some other things that directly relate to your training, contest prep, and so forth. But these are big impacting points. So thank you, Adam, for your contribution here to this series, as always. And we will catch you guys next time in Contest Prep University.